Hi everybody, it's Sherry on location for Create Whatever. I am at the Brickyard Antique Place in between Delaware and Mount Bridges in Ontario. I have never ever been here, so I thought, oh, this would be a great time to do a video and see the antiques inside, and maybe we'll find some treasure. Let's go in. Wasn't that a great adventure at the antique store? These are the items that I picked up. Now, this is definitely not an antique, but I love fairies and I'm a Disney fairy fan, Tinkerbell fan for sure. But it's a very beautiful mug shaped a little bit differently, and I thought, oh, I have to have this somewhere on my junk room table. I wanted the typewriter that I saw, but it was priced way out of my price range. But I did pick up this very cast iron, and I picked it up because I saw on 49 Dragonflies, Barbara had one, and she uses it to crease her pages. And I just thought, I love antiques, and this is small enough to fit somewhere on my desk, and it's really heavy, so it could be a paperweight as well. I want to make some masterboards. I have to do a swap using masterboards as the base. I've already got some done. When you're done a project, you might have some scraps that look something like this. And what I do is I just start to glue them down because this pile just keeps growing and growing. When I get quite a bit, I then take out some paper, depending on the size that I want to use, and I just glue them on to get them ready for when I need them. So this size is 23 by 23 in centimeters, and in inches, 9 by 9. You can make them 12 by 12, you can make them 8 by 8, you can make them all different sizes. But they're so versatile. And you're using up your scraps, and then you're ready to turn them into something. So my swap is turning the masterboards into ephemera pieces. And I've done that. And out of one masterboard, you get several pieces. And so you can use them for different things. This one is going to be a journal card. This one is a small little tag. I'm going to be sewing around all of the edges. Here is another tag. I put coffee dyed paper on the back so they also turn into writing spaces. This one is another journal card. Then we have this little chubby one that can be a journal card. Another journal card, and as you can see, I've sewed around this one. A postcard size card and two more tags. You get a lot of pieces out of a masterboard. So I have this book that I've been using, Wildflowers Across America. I've pulled it apart because I actually want to use the cover. But I pulled apart and it's got some beautiful, beautiful pictures for sure. Don't really want to cover up those beautiful flowers, but there are some pages in here that I can cover up and I'd be okay with covering up. So I've already gone through it. I've made some masterboards from the pages, but I pulled one out that I haven't turned into a masterboard. This isn't the prettiest side, and I don't need this. So I'm just going to quickly, I mean, it's just gluing. I'm sure everybody has glued. And I'm just going to put some yoo-hoo glue down and start putting these scraps. Now, I like to leave some of the scrap hanging over the page, and I'll tell you why in a minute as I get some of these going here. That would be good. And this is what I do when I have a pile of scraps getting out of control. I just sit. You don't even have to think about it. You could be watching TV. You could be waiting for the cake to bake or the supper. I wasn't going to put two music together, but that's okay. You can do this. There's no right or wrong way to do this. And you just start filling it in. And another thing that I like to do is once I get some down, I like to turn the page around just so that everything's not going in the same direction. It's got to be interesting. And I just keep going around with hanging some over the edge. And then you begin to fill it in. Neutral colors is what I start with, because neutral colors can be the base, and then from there you can add your elements. So if you start with neutral, then you're ready to go. You've got something to go no matter what the project is. So I'd fill this all up so it looks like this. Now, I didn't do it on this one, but I've started to do them on all the new ones I'm making. And so I take this and I turn it over, and then I begin to glue these edges down. And what it does is it creates a really cleaner look. And at the corners here, you just do it like you do any other corner, whether you're sewing or paper crafting. And you just fold them over like that. And it gives it a really, really nice, clean edge. And I just like that. If I was using, oh, there's a heart. If I was using the back, then it also provides me with a nice frame around the back to start. So I'm going to put that aside because really it's not about making the masterboard today. It's turning the masterboard into something that we can use. Because sometimes that's a little bit hard. And I'm challenging myself to reduce the amount of stuff in these containers because I have so many of them. I'm a hoarder. I'm a collector. So you just go shopping in your stash and start looking for things that you want in your junk journal. And so I'm just pulling out stuff that's in this bucket to see if we can use anything. Now, depending on what you're doing, what your project is, you would pick things out that would go with the project you're working on. So wow, that's a lot already. That doesn't even put a dent in this stuff over here. Look at this. I could keep going. There's so much stuff. Leftovers from scrapbooking days, or pieces of scrap paper, pictures. You can use calendars, magazines. Okay, I think that's a good start. And so you just start to build layers. So if we take one of these, let's do a big one so you can see. So the first thing was the base. That's the masterboard. I did do some stamping on this one. You can do that as well to add a little bit of interest. You could add some stenciling, some different textures, whatever you want to do. So I already see this piece. That looks good. And when you can do this, there's no right or wrong way to do this. You could stop at this juncture here with just this, and you could cut it up however you want to cut it up. I like to turn it upside down and cut it different widths and heights, and it's always a surprise when you turn it over. This one, I'm going to build up the layers, and I'm gonna think about where I'm gonna cut, just so I don't cut somebody's in the middle of somebody's face. So I'm gonna start down here, and maybe that. Circles are really hard sometimes, so what if we had a circle there? Not sure this is going with what's starting to happen, so I'm going to put him aside. Same with the mouse. Here's an egg that says wonder. It's an upside down egg. Can use this piece right here. There's enjoy the journey. We could maybe add it to there. This one reminds me of a looking glass. We could put that there. Butterflies, you can't go wrong with butterflies. So what if we kind of put the butterfly there? The egg. What does the egg need? Maybe it needs a daisy? No. And so the process begins of just trying different items. You're auditioning them. Some make the cut and some don't. Ooh, I like that. That adds a nice element there. Like what's happening down here. I want more of this, so I'm going to just cut the frame off this. See what it looks like. And then I can always go and cut a little bit more off, but I think that's going to be good. Love it. Let me see what else I got. I got this ticket and playing card. Not sure the playing card is going to work. I have another one of these circles. I have this fun one with a grid. Maybe there. Could put a sentiment up there. I like that. I'm going to take this piece off and I'm going to just put it a different way. That one is good. That one is, I'm okay with it going that way. But this one, let's turn it around a bit and put that there. Needs something else, doesn't it? This is the same color. Let's just cut around this cute little fox, because when it's cut up, it's its own piece. So I'm thinking, yeah, why not use this cute little guy? So look around your space on your desk, in your junk drawers, your craft supplies, and you might be surprised. Oh, look at that. There. Oh, I like that. So it's kind of building a cluster. I have 3 items on this. This is a small master board, so I have three items on here. I also love numbers. I would like to add some numbers. Wonder about that. Move this down a little bit. Maybe I only use a piece of this. Oh, look at that. I like that. I like to add some numbers. Can't go wrong with numbers. Can't go wrong with butterflies or flowers or birds. So I have a little tray of numbers printed from DigiKits. And so you just look and see what number is going to go where. I like that there. Maybe this one is going to go here. And then down here, maybe we put number 11. And this is a great, what would you say, object lesson? For the youth that I work with, that you can take a whole bunch of things that seem like junk or not very useful, and on their own, maybe, but when you start to build them up and use more than one or two pieces, you begin to create something beautiful. And I just love that about junk journaling. The other thing I love about junk journaling is somebody else's junk is somebody else's treasure, and how I love a good treasure hunt. So I'm gonna glue this down, and then we'll take a look at it and see if we need to add anything else. Now, sentiments are another excellent thing to add to your projects, and maybe we need some sentiments. He is so cute. Use greeting cards. They're great to use. Old calendars. Magazines. And you can make this as busy as you want it. You can keep going and add things everywhere. I'm just kind of keeping it to the four corners because it's a smaller masterboard. And you keep going until you are happy with what it looks like. The final touch that I like to put on my masterboards is sewing. I like to add some sewing for texture and interest. That egg being upside down is bothering me. But we are just gonna let it go. Let it go. No. There. You can ink the sides of this before you put it down. So I'm gonna leave it there. Tea tags are another thing to use in collages and making up masterboards. So in this little one, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements. So here's, I've got 4. You can do 3. There's no rules. I think some stamping would be good. And so I have this text. I have no idea what it says. So I'm just going to ink it up. And then I'm just going to randomly come in. And it's subtle. You don't want it glaring. It's subtle. And that's okay. But it kind of fills in some of the blanks, like up here. And I'm just using Jumbo Java. That's my favorite. And then you just keep going until you're happy with it, till it looks good to your eyes. It's a little bit more blank spot here. So you can use postage stamps are another great thing to add. I love postage stamps. I didn't get any out for this one. But there's what a masterboard looks like when you start to add things to it. And then the fun begins when you cut it down. This time I'm going to look where I'm cutting. And I think these are going to be journaling cards. But I have four of them ready to go. And you could even go, I don't want this much left around it. And you can trim it. To what you want it to be. I'm going to even trim it some more. So there's one. And now what I didn't do is I didn't sew before I cut. And so I used some zigzag stitches, but I didn't do that before I cut this one, which is okay. Not everything has to be sewed. And not everybody likes that look. And so now these pieces of ephemera are ready to go in a project, in Happy Mail, in a swap. Yep. What about this little guy? He's cute, isn't he? You can ink the sides. I kind of like this size. So ink, don't ink. Sew, don't sew. As much as you want on your masterboard, or as little as you want. The other thing that I didn't do, oh my goodness, I didn't plan this out very good, did I? The other thing that I didn't do that I normally would do is back them up with coffee dyed paper first, because it's so much easier when it's all one page to have your masterboard, cover it with one sheet of coffee dyed paper or whatever paper you want on the back. This one might be cool just to leave it because it's different colors, but coffee dye paper or whatever paper you want on the back first. Add your elements all over. Do some sewing if you want, and then cut it down to the different sizes. Now, to get more pieces and more tag-like, you just use a bigger masterboard. These came from a 12 by 12 page. So there you go. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time making masterboards and decorating them and using them throughout your junk journals. That's all for today. Thanks for joining me in the junk room. And if you're a football fan, I hope your team wins, whichever side you're cheering for this Super Bowl Sunday. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.